Hello again. In the last episode, we were working on this gal, Melissie Ann Smith, and as I was adding stuff to my research notes, I realized there was something that might be of interest to you, and that is find a grave. So she has in her profile a find a grave, right? And one of reference anyway as a source. And even though find a grave is user input and we kind of have to take the information in there with a grain of salt, we always want to drill into the actual URL. And so I did. And I realized that there might be a few things that I could point out here that might be helpful. And I'm sorry about the ads. God knows if I could get rid of them, I would. But anyway, long story short is there's good information here, but there's a lot of things to pay attention to. First of all, who created this? Here, it's likely that the photographer created this memorial, and there may be some more information down here at the bottom as to who created it. Now, you can see I left flowers here in 2021, and she left flowers here in 2020, which I believe she probably was the manager of this memorial. Yeah, created by Skiwi. And so one of the things you always want to do is copy that ID first of all, and then add it to your research notes. So you could put it at the top. This is where I typically put Ancestry and Family Search ID. I typically don't do that because when I go to add this information into my research notes down here at the bottom, find a grave, and let's see if we can do this right. Find a grave. So memorial ID. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. Whoops. Control Z to undo. Let's go back to the memorial. I'm going to copy it from up here. So the memorial ID is right here. Control C to copy. I'm going to add that to her research notes. I will also end up putting it into the information that I put in here. So let's go take a look at this information and see what we have as compared to what is, yeah, good. This is going to actually maybe kind of sort of line up the way I wanted it to. I wanted to see how it kind of lines up with some of the death information that I already had. So I have a copy of her death certificate, and I still am working on this. I haven't even put the source information in there yet. But what I wanted to point out was we always want to look at all the images that are uploaded. Okay, so we can do that by looking at the photos. And here, I'll maximize this so you can see it better. So we have records here that may or may not be, whoa, hello. Let's see if we can zoom in. View original. Let's do that. So it might be that this is information that I'm really trying to get this to move around for me. This is births. All right. So in the last episode, we had already found some of this birth information. I believe this is the same information. Melissie Smith. Oh, this is her birth information. That's good to know. March 12th. Of 1883. So this is not the same information. So this is excellent. I don't think this was in some of the other information I had. So I'm going to be adding that information as well. I'm going to close this for a second. Let's see what other records somebody has loaded. View original. And it looks like births. Let's see. I'm looking. Here she is, right here. Okay, so this is a typewritten version of a handwritten one I saw earlier, I believe. Sorry for the extreme zoom in. I don't have a lot of control over that. Oh, come on. Seriously, I tried to move it around. And I guess I'm going to have to use this bar here. So this says she was born the 12th of March, 1883. And what is this column here? I don't mean to make you dizzy. Okay. She's alive. How many births? All right, so this is probably the mother. Hang on, let me go over here. That's the name of the child. Race, born alive or stillborn. Place of birth, name of father, father's occupation, and the person giving the information. Boy, you always want to know who is giving the information. If related to the child or friend or neighbor. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to scroll back down. I'm going to zoom back out. Now I'm going to zoom in. Whoa, it's not going to let me do that. All right, so I'm just going to leave it here because I don't want to make you all sick. So, where did she go? There she is. All right, so she's white. She was born alive, female. I didn't quite catch what the I was. Wayne County, West Virginia. William M. Smith, farmer. William M. Smith. This is the informant, is the father. And the mother is Imelda Smith. So this is evidence of her parents, which we're always looking as we're trying to look. Says Imelda Davis, so I need to see if that conflict is correct or not. So it might be Imelda Smith was her married name. So yeah, we're good there. All right, so that is a quick little look at Family Search. And one of the things I wanted to point out is you always want to leave flowers, because that kind of gives you a crumb trail, if you will, that you have been here before. And, you know, here it is 2024, and I can tell that I was here previously, and I made a note about my relationship to this person. And so it never hurts. That way people could actually reach out if they wanted to and say, hey, you know, what do you know about this ancestor? So unless you're a relative, please don't reach out through that link. So you can see other people have added information here. You could reach out to them there as well. And then so we just want to kind of verify all this information, because again, this is user input information. And so while we might want to rough out, if you will, an estimated idea of what this information is, we always want to verify it. So that's my 2 cents on Melissie Ann Smith. She married Booth, and so that's why you see that name there. Personally, I wouldn't do that, but that's just me. I didn't create this. You can request to take over that. That's a whole other story. But one of the other things that, by the way, you want to do is you want to search the Oakdale or Oakland Cemetery for other relatives. So you could always click into this and then search Booth or Smith and see if there are any others. Now, in this case, there aren't. So I believe she was the last one in this group of in the family, because she died much later than her husband. So she was a widow when she passed away. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.